My name is Walter Hurdle, and I am in the industry for 6 years with the New York Taxi Workers Alliance for 2.5 years. I was unfairly deactivated by Uber, and as a result, I lost $1,200 a week. There are so-called three strikes where in the first situation, during COVID, I had a mask on my mouth, but not on my nose. A customer complained. Even though I had a petition in my vehicle, I got an email from Uber who said, any further allegations of this nature, you will be removed from the Uber platform. The second time was with a mounted phone, you get rides. When next ride before the first ride is finished, you have to interact with your phone. I got an email from Uber. A customer said you was using your phone. They said again, any allegations of this nature can result in removal from the Uber platform. The third time was a young lady. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, ma'am, I'm just gonna wait for you to get inside before I drive off. I don't know why she took it the way she may have, because I felt like my responsibility doesn't end when I close the app, that humanity takes over, and if something were to happen to this passenger, I need to interact. The $60,000 I invested in my vehicle for my quote-unquote partners, Uber and Lyft, is now a burden now, because even though I have to make my car payment, my insurance payment, my rent, whatever, my bills don't stop.
I believe Councilmember Krishnan has a question for the panel.
Just one question, especially for the last two drivers who testified. Did you, when you were deactivated, did you try the IDG process? What happened in that process? Did you reach out to the company?
I'm sorry.
No.
When I go to Uber office and I call them and I plead with them, I call them every single day, go down to the office every single day, to no avail. We cannot help you. Try this, try that. They didn't give me no kind of warning. They didn't give any kind of leeway like what they're saying.
Just for clarification, he's asking about going to IDG through their process, not Uber.
There's no help. They just take my money and just say that they will try to help me, and nothing. They charge my credit card every given month because of fees and all that stuff, and I had to put a stop to it. That IGG ain't helping me. They're not for me.
And sorry, did you hear back after you tried to go through the process?
Nothing. It's like this. Deaf ears.
So have you heard anything from the IDG process or from the app company?
The app company, nothing. I'm at this point, I'm at the mercy right now, thanking you for listening to what I'm going through. Nothing. I wish someone could say something to me to let me know what's the way out. I have not gotten no response.
Thank you.
And just for my own clarification, when you say your card is getting charged each month, are you talking about your union dues, or are you talking, what are you referring to when you say that your card is being charged?
Yeah, it's a due that they say that in order for them to help you, you have to give them your credit card information for them to charge, for you to pay them every given month. I assume that's what it is, but they didn't make it clear. Mm-hmm. After 6 months, I said, no, I can't continue, because every time I go to them, they're not telling me anything. I go to the office when I call them, or they put me on hold, or whatever the case may be. They're not clear to me what's what. And then when I get irate and go down to the office, not being rude to them, irate because I'm upset that you're taking my money but not helping me. You say you're going to help me to reactivate my account, nothing.
And so you're still not reactivated?
No.
Sorry, so you had to say what your experience was.
Yes, I never went the IG process because it was widely known that IDG was funded by Uber. So a lot of people, don't trust them because it's like you're knocking on deaf ears.
Hello, City Council. My name is Frank Haley. I've been a TLC licensed driver since 2016. I work for Uber, Lyft, and I've worked for apps that dispatch MTA accessory trips. I'm here to support Intro 276. Hopefully that gets passed. Drivers need something to protect them against unfair deactivations. We have absolutely nothing. I mean, any app or any client can make a story up, lie. Recently, I had a Lyft passenger just lie because she was in a rush. She wanted to get there quick. She wanted me to drive quicker. I told her no to be vindictive. She filed a complaint against me. Lyft didn't even give me the date of the incident. So even if I have dash cam in my car, I can't even defend myself if they don't even provide that information. They don't disclose the time and date of the incident they're referring to, and they can just come against you with anything, and it's very hard for a driver to defend themselves. I was also deactivated from the MTA because they claimed I didn't take a drug test. And I was never notified from the app companies, and it was completely unfair. It was never disclosed that they would do random drug tests. Drivers are also not compensated for those drug tests. And when they deactivate, you have no recourse. I did try to file claims with IDG. They have a website where you can submit claims. They didn't even get back to me. I opened a case. They gave me a case number. They assigned a steward, but they never got back to me. They claim an 80% success rate. What is? I doubt that's accurate. I mean, this is very important. Drivers, they'll lose all their income. Right? You deactivate them. They have car bills to pay. As soon as you deactivate them, you're right to poverty. I mean, it's. I'm asking the city council to seriously consider pass this bill. Drivers need these protections, and it's long overdue. So I hope you pass it.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Malanga Sama. I'm a member of NYTWA. I'm here in support of the Uber and Lyft deactivation bill. I think Madam Chairman can probably remember me. I just want to start by saying that as of right now, I feel like I am a slave in my own car because Uber and Lyft are the prosecutor, the judge, and the jury in any case that is brought to them by any customer. So I'm scared of anybody that come in my car because any customer can turn out to be my life killer. So I think as I was saying, Madam Chairman might remember, I was physically and verbally assaulted in my car, pepper sprayed, and I had all the evidences that I provided to Uber. Uber sent me $20 to go clean myself up, and after that, the customer called them, sent them an email and lie about me, and Uber still went ahead and deactivated me for 8 months. Thanks to your help and the help of the WNYC radio, Uber deactivated me after 8 months. After I got in serious troubles, they reactivated me. And after they realized that I was very active with the NYTWA, 3 months after that, they deactivated me again, claiming that somebody had frauded my account in 2021, and this was in 2024. So from 2021, somebody stole my identity. Uber knew it, they didn't say anything about it, until 2024 when they realized I was very active on the NYTWA platform, they deactivated me again. And I stayed for the second deactivation 3 months. I did everything until they reactivated me again. They saw me back after the big rally we did. The very next day, I started getting all kind of emails from Uber saying, "Oh, some such and such said that they didn't like your comment." So they sending me emails that I don't know what customer said, what about me, what time, and what did they exactly say. And I told them that I'm being targeted because of my implication with NYTWA. So please help us out and pass the bill, please.
Thank you.
Just want 2 questions for you about Intro 276. One is, can you tell me how many drivers have reached out to you about their deactivations, and how many of them have actually been able to get reactivated with the current process?
Sure, thank you. We've done thousands of intakes throughout the years. Usually we average a couple of thousand every year. There are 2 problems here. One is there are in some cases where drivers may get reactivated, but the reactivation will be for just a couple of days. and then, immediately they're deactivated again for a much longer time period. So even in the so-called reactivation, there's still tremendous insecurity, because you just never know, when the company is essentially going to change its mind and put the deactivation back into order. So most of the drivers that we see, one, there's certain issues, like, for example, a lot of complaints regarding like service animals, where, it'll be marked as as like a safety issue, where, the passenger may not have any documentation or anything, and the driver legitimately feels threatened. Especially in Uber and Lyft vehicles, you don't have a partition, and if someone and if a pet, if like a dog is in the car and there's no leash or anything, it's understandable that a person operating the vehicle sitting in the front, subject to bumps on the road, can legitimately feel scared, right, from that animal. But all it takes is a one complaint from that passenger and you get deactivated. And in some of these instances, you don't even have a right to an appeal. Lyft, there's not even a physical office that you could go to. So you're desperately trying to get through to customer service, or you might go through the Uber IDG appeals process, for example, if Uber allows you to, because Uber still controls who has access to those appeals, and that's something that Uber states very clearly on its website. What we find is that majority of the cases, drivers just don't get their jobs back. If it's anything that's marked as like basically more than, like paperwork, although we do have instances of even drivers, even just for sheer paperwork issues, will remain deactivated, and so much of it is because the process is set up where the driver is presumed to be guilty. And so the burden is on the driver. And then that process is controlled by the same company that has been your prosecutor, now gets to act as your judge and jury. And so it's stacked against you. And, lastly, I would just say, I think if you ask every single Uber and Lyft driver in the city of New York, I would even say across this globe, they would tell you, even if they've never been deactivated, every single driver works with fear and anxiety over the threat of an unfair deactivation. And that's why we so strongly support Intro 276, because it is the first time that drivers will have rights codified in law, where the companies must have good cause to even take this very drastic measure against you. And then they must give you notice so it doesn't go into effect immediately. And there must be an appeals process that they cannot control.
Right now, do Uber and Lyft have representation right now if they're deactivated by any chance? I don't know if that question was asked before.
There is no process. I guess
No process?
There's
Nothing?
the real issue is the process that exists is it's a partnership. We don't really know. It's a private partnership between Uber and their company-funded union called the Independent Drivers Guild. What we do know, if you go on the website, is Uber says Uber retains control over which drivers are even able to access that process. So what we really need here is a process that is not controlled by the companies, because your prosecutor cannot be your judge and jury.
I got you. I fully understood. Another problem that you just mentioned, which I'm with you with that, because I take Uber, I'm an Uber user, and it's just like not having an office, not having direct communication. And if the driver decided to do something. I understand there's bad apple out there, but sometimes the driver take things for granted. So I'm in agreement. I would like to have better access. So because if you're a person that using the company, you should be able to talk to someone and have a communication. Because when you do it online, it's not the same thing as a person you can actually follow up. So thank you for your service. Thank you for answering my question, and thank you, everyone. And
Thank you.
disclaimer, my father was a driver in New York City for many, many years. And black car, yellow car, and all. So thank you for your service, all that keeping New York City moving. I appreciate you.
Thank you.